rumors had been flying all day long that there were going to be cuts. We just didn't know the magnitude of the cuts, and quite honestly, I was very surprised. For us in higher education, right now in this current fiscal year that we're in, the governor said he will, by executive order, cut our budget 4.5%. It's $2 million. We're halfway through the fiscal year. All my faculty teaching classes, our staff's working their jobs. And, we've already expended a significant portion of the revenue we have for this current year to do our business. So that's very problematic. And then in addition to that, he said July 1st, if the General Assembly would go along with his plan, July 1st, we'd take an additional 9% cut to our base budget, which is $3.8 million, with a follow-on cut of 9% the next year of the fiscal year. Our team started Wednesday going through the details. The budget bill itself is a pretty big document, so they're going through that in detail to make sure we understand the implications. So, in the course of the next several weeks, what will happen is we'll bring people together, we'll ask for suggestions, we'll look at options. The problem is with the current year cuts, we don't have many options because, as I said, 70% of our money is in people, and they're working the things that they're supposed to do. The governor also did not suggest particular performance criteria, except that he said he wanted more degrees that related to workforce. He mentioned UPS, he mentioned some of the manufacturing industries. They're unable to fill good positions. He wants colleges and universities to prepare more people for those jobs. So here's how to think about this. There are two buckets of money that we work from that will make sense to you. Tuition and fees is one bucket. The state general fund appropriations is the other bucket. That's it. Now you pay for residence halls and food service and bookstore. We call those auxiliary enterprises. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about the buckets we use to support your education. So it's tuition and fees and general fund appropriation. In the year 2000, tuition and fees, 35 cents of every dollar came out of tuition and fees to support what we do for you, education and general stuff. And 65% came from the Commonwealth of Kentucky, 65 cents of every dollar. That was in 2000, so 16 years ago. In 2007 and 8, 50 cents out of every dollar came out of tuition fees and 50 cents came out of general fund appropriations. So there's the chart, you can see what's happening. See where the lines cross? The red on the chart is the state general fund appropriation. The top blue line is your contribution, tuition. And so this current year that we're in, or even, let's just talk about this current year, adjusted for the $2 million the cut that we're going to take, look what that does. Your contribution, 63 cents on the dollar toward the cost of the education general fund, and the state 37 cents on the dollar. We have fixed costs here at the university that we have to cover. You think about it. We've got 500 acres here on the main campus, probably 8 or 10 miles of roads. We have our own water system, our own heating plant, 2 million square feet under roof. This is a small city. And those costs are there whether we have 10,000 students or 5,000 students. And so our fixed costs have to be met. And we have to have some of that money in base appropriation that we can count on year in and year out. Some of it, I think, could be subject to performance. I understand that. And I certainly would participate in that. But I think it would be very, very difficult if it were all on performance. What if you miss the targets? Mm-hmm. Then what do you do? I've had 11 years of budget cuts, and every year we've been able to ameliorate those cuts. When they start talking cuts, we've been able to influence them. The difference this year is we have a new governor and a whole new administration, and the philosophy is very different. We will try our best to keep tuition reasonable, but the other side of that is we got to keep this place operating. We want to offer the programs and services that you need and deserve. And I would say this, which to me is the phrase that I've used for a long time, and I believe higher education is not the problem. We're the solution to